Congressional Republicans are challenging the Justice Department's creation of a 1.776.
Senator Roger Wicker, resident Mississana, publicly cautions President Trump against a weak.
The International Energy Authority cautions that global oil supply is approaching.
Discover how the unexpected easing of UK inflation to 2.8% impacts.
Welcome to Matox News. This is the Weekly Recap, your weekly news summary.
Welcome to MatoxNews Weekly Recap. In the next few minutes, we break down the stories that shaped technology, business, global affairs, and culture this week. Why they matter, what changed, and what to watch next. Congress balks at Justice Department's unilateral $1.7 billion compensation fund. Here's what just changed. Congressional Republicans are challenging the Justice Department's creation of a $1.776 billion compensation fund, citing lack of oversight and potential impact on vital federal patrol. The larger stakes are in policy, security, and diplomacy far beyond one region. Watch for official responses, diplomatic fallout, and whether this develops into a larger geopolitical shift.
Senator Wicker warns Trump against weak Iran deal, urges finish the job. The bigger geopolitical signal is this. Senator Roger Wicker, Arme Mississippi, publicly cautions President Trump against a weak Iran deal, advocating for continued military pressure on Tehran amidst ongoing negotiations. Read more on the high-stakes foreign policy debate. What gives this weight is the effect it could have on security calculations and diplomatic positioning. Watch for official responses, diplomatic fallout, and whether this develops into a larger geopolitical shift.
EEA warns global oil supply faces red zone threat amid Iran crisis. Here's the economic angle behind the headline. The International Energy Authority cautions that global oil supply is approaching a critical red zone by summer, driven by surging demand and Middle East export disruptions due to the Iran crisis. Matox News reports on potential energy shocks. What matters here is the signal it sends to markets, executives, and capital allocation. Watch for earnings reactions, price movement, and whether executives turn this into a broader strategic pivot.
UK inflation eases significantly to 2.8%, reducing rate hike pressure. Here's what this could mean for markets and the economy. Discover how the unexpected easing of UK inflation to 2.8% impacts interest rate decisions, energy bills, and food prices, offering a glimmer of hope for economic stability. The bigger business angle is how this can reshape sentiment, pricing, investment decisions, and company moves. Watch for earnings reactions, price movement, and whether executives turn this into a broader strategic pivot.
Nvidia CEO warns on China's chip independence amid evolving AI landscape. This is where the technology angle gets serious. Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang warns U.S. export bans may empower China's chip industry. A new study questions AI layoffs' ROI, highlighting AI's complex economic and social footprint. What makes this significant is the pressure it puts on product roadmaps, regulators, and adoption speed. Watch for platform responses, regulator reactions, and whether adoption accelerates or stalls in the coming days.
Sophisticated inheritance scam targets unwary. How to protect your data. Here's why this development matters right now. Learn how to identify and protect yourself from a new, highly convincing inheritance scam email designed to steal personal data through fake deadlines and official-looking language. What makes this significant is the pressure it puts on product roadmaps, regulators, and adoption speed. Watch for platform responses, regulator reactions, and whether adoption accelerates or stalls in the coming days.
Giants suffer major setback as key defensive tackle tears Achilles. Here's the key development. Veteran defensive tackle Roy Robertson Harris has reportedly torn his Achilles tendon, sidelining him for the entire season. and forcing the New York Giants to adjust their defensive line strategy. The larger point is where this may move public attention, consumer behavior, and the wider conversation next. Watch for how audiences, institutions, and competitors respond as the story keeps unfolding next week.
Now the deep dive. Congress balks at Justice Department's unilateral $1.7 billion compensation fund. This is the story that best explains where the week may be heading next. Congressional Republicans are challenging the Justice Department's creation of a $1.776 billion compensation fund, citing lack of oversight and potential impact on vital federal patrol. The larger stakes are in policy, security, and diplomacy far beyond one region. Watch for official responses, diplomatic fallout, and whether this develops into a larger geopolitical shift.
Flash Recap 1. House Republicans express deep frustration over Senate's border security funding delay. House Republicans express deep frustration over the Senate's delay in voting on a vital immigration reconciliation package to fund ICE and border.
Flash Recap 2. Trump escalates pressure on Cuba amid national security concerns. Explore how the Trump administration is escalating pressure on Cuba with an oil blockade, sanctions, and a murder indictment against Raul Castro, citing national.
Flash Recap 3. Trump defends anti-weaponization fund amid Republican opposition. President Trump defends his administration's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund, asserting it delivers justice, while congressional Republicans voice strong opposition over its impact on crucial border security.
Flash Recap 4. GOP attorneys general launch aggressive public safety campaign ahead of 2026 midterms. Republican attorneys general launch an $11 million ad campaign in key states, prioritizing public safety, crime, and border security as defining.
Flash Recap 5. Democratic silence on Graham-Plattner controversy echoes in Maine Senate race. Democratic senators are largely deflecting questions regarding controversial past comments made by Maine Senate candidate Graham-Plattner, raising concerns about the party's.
Flash Recap 6. Rep. Tom Keene Jr. set for congressional return after health absence. Rep. Watch for official responses, diplomatic fallout, and whether this develops into a larger geopolitical shift.
That was your MatoxNews Weekly Recap. Which story will have the biggest impact next? Tell us in the comments. Follow Matox News for the next major developments, and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. for the next breakdown.